A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. I want A+ English because it's so much fun. English education for you and everyone, so come along. Learn some grammar, learn a phrase, learn something new every day. Learn the A+ way. Hey, it's time to start the show. Are you ready? Good, 'cause here we go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. I want A+ English.
Hi everybody and welcome to A+ English. I'm Pat.
And I'm Elsie.
And today we're doing our story article. It's a classic, Goldilocks and the Three Bears.
Right, Goldilocks and Three Bears.
You must know this story. Yeah, this is one of my son's favorites. He does like this one. He does like asking who's been sitting in my porridge, because he doesn't quite get the order of it all yet. But one of the things we're going to talk about is chairs. So how many chairs are in your home? What kind of chairs do you have?
因为在我们今天的故事当中呢，会看到一些椅子，所以今天的问题是你家里面有几个椅子，还有是什么样的椅子？ I have maybe 4 to 5 chairs in the house.
Okay.
And they're for our dining table.
Okay, yeah, we have 4 around the dining table. I have like a just kind of office work chair for sitting at the computer. So does my wife. The kid has his little chair that he sits on at his desk when he wants to do drawing. And we have a big sofa, if you count that.
Right.
So what's that, 7, 8?
7.
Something, yeah, it depends whether you count the sofa. But of course, this house has 3 chairs for 3 bears. And which one does Goldilocks like the best? Let's find out in part 1 of the story.
Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Warm-up question. How many chairs are in your home? What kind of chairs do you have?
Goldilocks was a young girl with beautiful golden-colored hair. One day, she was in the forest and saw a small house. Goldilocks was hungry and thirsty, so she knocked on the door. No one answered, but she went in anyway. Goldilocks saw 3 chairs, a big one, a medium-sized one, and a small one. She sat in the big chair.
This chair is too soft,
said Goldilocks. She sat in the medium-sized chair.
This chair is too hard,
she said. Then she sat in the small chair. It was just right.
So we start the story and say Goldilocks was a young girl with beautiful golden-colored hair.
哇，那么看到呢，它的发色是 golden colored， 也就是金色的头发哦。那 golden colored 它是一个复合形容词，相关的用法呢，我们先进到 Magic Box 听讲师讲解咯。
Magic Box。
大家好，我是星座专家唐綺阳。本周有双鱼座的朋友呢，可能会有这个不是感觉很自在的状况，不妨尝试看看比较宽松的衣服啊。You could try some large-sized clothing， 穿的比较宽松啊，身体比较舒服，自然呢心情也会改变了。Large-sized， 这个是什么形容词啊？没看过这个中间一杠的耶。这个用法可厉害了，它呢就叫做复合形容词。在英文里面呢是可以透过组合创造出各式各样的形容词哦。马上呢来认识一些复合形容词吧。很常见的复合形容词啊，就是把数字加上单位变成形容词了。比方说呢 He is 10 years old， 他10岁哦，我们就可以把数字跟单位用连字号连起来。注意到呢，复数的这个名词呢，此时哦就变成单数了。He is a 10-year-old boy。OK， 他是一个10岁的男孩。1秒呢，我们就把它变形容词了，厉害吧？或是说呢 ，a 15-story building。一栋15楼的建筑哦，或者是呢 Let's take a 5-minute break， 5分钟的休息，这些哦都是属于复合形容词的用法哦。 除此之外呢，很常见的呢还有形容词搭配动词的此时呢动词会变换为 VING 或是呢 VPP 过去分词，像是呢 a good looking man 好看的长得帅的男人，或者是呢 he is an easygoing person 他很随和easygoing 也是这种用法。也可以呢是名词加上动词了，比方说呢 a snow covered mountain 被雪覆盖的山，或者是呢像是这个 English speaking 说英文的 record breaking 破纪录的，都是这一类的用法了。还有很多用法等待同学来发掘，但最后呢我们来补充一个很特别的形容词加名词 OK 通常呢我们就是用连字号连起来就好，像是这个 long distance 远距离的，但有些状况很特别哦，后面的名词呢我们要加 ed 哦。哪一些呢？当遇到这个名词呢跟身心灵有关的时候，像是这些字哦 absent minded 心不在焉的，或是呢 strong-willed 意志坚强的。注意到呢我们 mind 变成 minded 而 will 变成 willed OK 我们后面呢加上 ed 了。那第二种状况呢是跟这个尺寸有关的了，比方说呢 size 尺寸 shape 形状，这两个字呢这种形容词加名词的复合形容词呢也要记得呢把它加上 ed 了，像是呢我们开头说到的 large sized OK 大尺寸的，或者是呢 square shaped 正方形的，都是属于这类很特别的用法哦。大家呢赶快跟国师一起记起来吧。
所以呢，我们的故事主角这个小女孩 Goldilocks， 她是一个有漂亮金发的小女孩。
Yes, but she's not a very good girl either. She does a lot of naughty things. Let's find out more. One day, she was in the forest and saw a small house.
有一天呢，她在森林里面，然后看到一间小屋子。
Okay, we see in the story Goldilocks was hungry and thirsty, so she knocked on the door.
Goldilocks 她觉得很饥饿，还有就是 very thirsty. But what does thirsty mean? 我们先来看一下咯。Thirsty 这个形容词呢，代表口渴的。When you are thirsty or when you feel thirsty, you need to drink water. 你觉得口渴的时候，你要喝水。那我们课文当中啊 ，Goldilocks was hungry and thirsty， 代表她又饿又渴的。那另外呢，除了 thirsty 口渴的 ，hungry 饥饿的，还有像是 tired 感到疲累的，我们也常用，或是 sleepy 觉得想睡的，好，也是一个很实用的字。那单字例句给的是呢 ，When you feel thirsty, it's best to drink water. When you feel thirsty, it's best to drink water. 当你感到口渴的时候，最好去喝水。
Right, you might be walking around outside and say, I'm so thirsty. Let's go into this 7-Eleven to get some water.
Okay, so back to the article. Goldilocks was hungry and thirsty. 又饿又渴的她 she knocked on the door. Knock 这个字什么意思呢？ Let's find out.Knock 这个动词呢，代表敲打。那当你看到 kn 开头的字啊，这个 k 是不发音的哦。那我们说呢，可以敲门啦，可以敲窗户。You can knock on the door or knock on the window. 那另外呢，如果我们看到他说的是 knock over something or knock something over， 那就是把东西弄翻、弄倒。For example, who knocked over that cup of coffee? 是谁把那一杯咖啡弄倒的呢？那如果呢，我们要让好运持续或是坏运退散的话 you can say, 你可以说 knock on wood. So for example, our team has been winning so far, knock on wood. 那单字例句给的是呢Always knock on the door before you enter the teacher's office. 进老师办公室之前都要敲敲门。
Or you might say, please knock on my bedroom door before you come in. So, Goldilocks knocks on the door, and the article says, no one answered, but she went in anyway.
Then why did she knock on the door?
I mean, knocking on the door I like. It's polite, it's
Yes.
a good thing, but just going into the house? Oh dear.
No. 所以呢 Goldilocks 她敲门之后 no one answered. 这边是什么状况呢？ Answer 这个字什么意思？ What does it mean? Let's find out. answer 这个动词呢，在课文当中代表是应门或是接电话，所以呢，应门你会看到answer the door， 接电话你会看到 answer the phone。 那当然可以当作回答问题，像是 answer the question。 那另外呢 answer 也可以当作名词用哦。 So for example, listen carefully and choose the correct answer， 代表要你仔细听并选出正确的答案。单字例句给的是呢I'm exercising, so I won't be able to answer the phone for an hour. 我正在运动，所以会有1个小时没有办法接电话。
Right, or you might say, I called you 3 times this morning, but you didn't answer.
好啦，那我们这边呢，课文说到 Goldilocks 他敲门之后，没有人应门。Nobody answered， 但是他仍然进到屋子里面去。这边的仍然不管怎么样，这个副词我们用的是 anyway。
Yeah, it's kind of like, even though there's something stopping you, you just carry on. Like, I was tired, but I went to the party anyway and ended up having a good time. So, Goldilocks goes into the house. Now, there are different stories, and in some she sees the porridge first, in some she sees the chairs first. We're going to do the chairs one. Goldilocks saw 3 chairs. A big one, a medium-sized one, and a small one.
这边呢，我们看到单数不定代名词 one 这个字，它代替前面已经提过的可数名词哦，像是 My phone isn't working, maybe I need to buy a new one.
Yeah, or there's a red t-shirt and a blue t-shirt. I want the red one.
那 Goldilocks 他看到3张椅子，一张大的，一张中的，还有一张小的。
You're going to get used to that pattern. So we see she sat in the big chair.
他坐在大张的椅子上。
And she goes, this chair is too soft, said Goldilocks.
所以 Goldilocks 是在抱怨吗？ Is she complaining？ 这边有一个程度副词，我们看到的是 too， 表示太点的，像是 too soft 太软了。Goldilocks 说这张椅子太软了。那我们还可以用 too 在什么样的句子里面呢？像是 I'm too tired， 我太累了。She's too busy， 她太忙了。He's too young， 他太年轻了。
Yeah, or it's too cold to go outside today. I'm staying in.Too
cold to go outside 代表是太冷了，以至于没有办法到外面去，所以 to 句型当你看到它的时候，它代表的是太如何，以至于后面的事情没有办法做到。
So Goldilocks is complaining about a soft pillow. She doesn't like it. Or a soft chair in this case, and I understand that. If it's too soft, I can't really sit comfortably or sleep on it.
Right.
It needs some kind of structure.
Yeah.
But anyway, we next see she sat in the medium-sized chair.
OK， 那他现在去坐中等尺寸的椅子 ，medium-sized。这个复合形容词代表就是中等尺寸的。
Okay, and she doesn't like this one either. She says, this chair is too hard, she said.
OK， 所以刚刚是 too soft， 现在是 too hard。hard 这个字的解释是什么呢？ Let's take a look。Hard 这个形容词呢，在课文当中解释是坚硬的、坚固的，像是 stones and rocks are hard， 代表石头是硬的。那我们还可以用 hard 来形容课文出现的 chair 椅子 ，a hard chair， 或者是 a hard bed， 那就是一张很硬的床。相反，我们可以用 soft 软的。那另外呢 ，hard 也可以当形容词用，代表的是困难的意思，也就是 difficult。像是呢 ，the questions in this exam were hard， 代表考试题目是很难的。那另外呢 hard 还可以当副词使用哦，像是努力认真地。For example, she tried very hard, but still failed the exam， 代表她尽力了，但是还是没有通过考试。那单字例句给的是呢 The ground was hard, so I couldn't dig in the garden。 这个土壤很硬，所以我没有办法在花园里面挖土。
So back to my preferences, I do like a pillow to be a little bit hard.
Me too.
Not too soft. Or we could say books. One book could have a hard cover and another one doesn't. It's a paperback that's got a soft cover. So Goldilocks doesn't like the big chair. She doesn't like the medium chair. The article says, then she sat in the small chair.
再来，她坐到小的椅子上面。
It was just right.
终于她觉得刚刚好。
Of course, she's always looking for that something in the middle. Now, we'll see what Goldilocks does next tomorrow, but now let's go to today's review time activity.
Review time.
Okay, so we've looked at a few adjectives in today's class. We've had hard and soft, which are kind of like opposites.
硬的跟软的相反字。
Exactly. A lot of adjectives do have these opposites. Sometimes verbs do as well, but we're going to stick with adjectives. And Elsie and I are going to challenge each other to think of word opposites. So if I said hard, Elsie would say
soft.
Okay, and if Elsie says
big,
I would say small. Okay, I'll challenge you with a few more then. Hot.
cold,
Your turn.
冷跟热。那我来个 easy,
Difficult or hard. Okay, the
简
other
单跟
meaning.
困难的。
Okay, now we did talk about Goldilocks being hungry.
Right,
What's the opposite of hungry?
full,
Full, right. You've got a nice full stomach. You've had a big meal. Okay, your turn.
handsome.
Oh, what's opposite of handsome? Me.
What?
Ugly.
Okay,
Okay,
再来一个吧。
All right.
Another one.
Okay. How about clean?
哦，干净的，那相反就是 dirty，脏的。
Right, yes. Or messy. Kind of different. Dirty would be some real kind of dirt, stuff that needs to be cleaned up. Messy could be just everything is everywhere.
凌乱的。
Yeah, it's not put away. It's not necessarily dirty, but it needs to be tidied up and sorted out.
Right.
Okay, you want to do one more for me?
Okay, strict.
Strict.
严
Okay.
格的，相反会是什么？
Oh, a strict teacher. We'd probably say easygoing.
哦，easy going。
I would guess, yeah. A strict teacher, an easygoing teacher, something like that.
还有很多啊，tall, short.
Yeah, fat,
Skinny,
thin.
fat,
Yeah, all of those kind of adjectives.
Yeah.
It's useful to learn those pairs, and if you learn them together, it does help you learn all these different adjectives we have in English. But that's all the time we have for today. Join us again tomorrow for part 2 of our story, Goldilocks and the Three Bears. We'll see you then. Bye for now.
Bye.
Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Warm-up question. How many chairs are in your home? What kind of chairs do you have?
Goldilocks was a young girl with beautiful golden-colored hair. One day, she was in the forest and saw a small house. Goldilocks was hungry and thirsty, so she knocked on the door. No one answered, but she went in anyway. Goldilocks saw 3 chairs, a big one, a medium-sized one, and a small one. She sat in the big chair.
This chair is too soft,
Said Goldilocks. She sat in the medium-sized chair.
This chair is too hard.
She said. Then she sat in the small chair. It was just right.
Word power.
Thirsty, thirsty. When you feel thirsty, it's best to drink water. When you feel thirsty, it's best to drink water. Knock, knock. Always knock on the door before you enter the teacher's office. Always knock on the door before you enter the teacher's office. Answer, answer. I'm exercising, so I won't be able to answer the phone for an hour. I'm exercising, so I won't be able to answer the phone for an hour. Hard, hard. The ground was hard, so I couldn't dig in the garden. The ground was hard, so I couldn't dig in the garden.
认识字汇。
Anyway. Anyway. Soft. Soft.